Hey, blessings. Welcome to today's law enforcement daily devotional. A little strange today on our video. I can't find a good spot to do this. I had to leave really early this morning for work, having to work a football game. And so I won't be home until way late tonight, and I know I won't be able to get this done. So I wanted to try and fit this daily devotional in. I just don't want to miss it. So please forgive me if I get this wrong. It's been about 10 hours or more since I did my read, and I don't have my notes with me because obviously I'm here. But I'm gonna try and remember this and get today's lesson in. If I remember right, our read was from Haggai chapter 4 verse 6 through chapter 6 verse 13, I believe, and then we jumped over. No, it was Ezra 4:6 through 6:13, and then we jumped over and we read all of Haggai, which was 2 chapters. But there was one really cool big takeaway from today, and there's 2 points that I really want to make. One from Ezra, and then one from Haggai. The one from Ezra, if you remember yesterday's read, and I may have to move, it's starting to rain. It was, the Jews were, King Cyrus released the Jews, told them to go back home and to rebuild God's temple. And God had stirred his spirit to do this, which is really cool. So they leave, they go back home, they start building. Well, the people that were exiled into the area to replace them by the Babylonians in Samaria, and the Samaritans and the Sumerians will come into play big time later on, and even in the New Testament, the story of who's your neighbor and the Samaritan. But anyway, so the Samaritans are hated by the Jews and always will be. They appeal to King Artaxerxes, and we find that right in the first couple of chapters. But so Artaxerxes, if you remember, is such a cool reference, or such a cool parallel between biblical history and world history. You can draw a timeline here, because Artaxerxes, if you ever saw the movie 300, where King Artaxerxes and the Persians tried to take that area where King now I can't say his name, anyway, the king of the Spartans, and him and his 300 men took that stand in that valley against King Artaxerxes and the Persians. This is the same King Artaxerxes that the appeal is made to, because the Jews have started rebuilding the temple. Long story short, and a lot of our read today was the letter that they sent, and also the letter that was sent back from King Darius, who had taken over for Artaxerxes. But at the end of all this, and you can read the letters. I hope you read ahead and did read all the letters. I think it stopped raining, or not. But anyway, there was a point at the very end of our read that really struck me, and I think you can see God saying this very thing to us today, us Christians, whether we're in law enforcement or if we're in the medical field, no matter where we are. But God was basically said to him, look, I gave you a job to do. I stirred King Cyrus's heart, and he sent y'all back home to do this. And now you've just stopped and you're sitting around waiting for a word from another king. Get up off your rear ends and start building the temple like I asked you to. It's kind of how it ends. That's how I would take it. God telling me, hey, Chuck, you need to get up off your rear end and do the things that I have called you to do. Not saying that God is not compassionate or has mercy or grace. But at some point, my Heavenly Father, my authority, has to remind me of some of the things that I need to do, some of the things he's called me to. So anyway, great read today. I can't remember what our read is for tomorrow, but it'll be on the backside of this. So look at it and make sure you read up ahead tomorrow and see what cool things you can find. And anyway, until then, you guys be safe, and I'll see you tomorrow.